There's zero doubt that Blue Bloods always wins the Friday night ratings war, and this particular Friday night episode, featuring a super cool cameo of the music legend Jimmy Buffett, truly cleaned the house. But despite being one of the most popular and watched episodes, fans are on the fence about it. Keep watching as we will tell you why the GOAT's appearance had his fans feeling some type of way. First up, Jimmy Buffett's cameo on Blue Bloods. We all know that the popular CBS show Blue Bloods has had its fair share of celebrity guest appearances during the course of its massive 12 seasons on the channel. Literally everyone from Entourage star Kevin Dillon to The Sopranos actress Lorraine Bracco has at some point popped up in the show as various exciting characters, but mostly we've seen a number of musically inclined guests, including the likes of Carrie Underwood, Tony Bennett, and Lyle Lovett making an appearance. So it was about time we saw Jimmy Buffett, the super popular American singer, make a brief cameo appearance in the drama series too. The Margaritaville singer admittedly doesn't act much, but he's got a solid filmography, having appeared previously on series like Hawaii Five-0 and films like Harmony Korine's The Beach Bum. We'd say he's got a fair idea about how acting works. So when Buffett unexpectedly appeared on Blue Bloods, it drew a lot of attention from fans. Now, more about his role. The singer appears as a con artist named Dickie Delaney, who poses as Buffett in one of the opening scenes of Season 12, Episode 11, titled On the Arm, and later he returns as himself. It isn't as bad as it sounds, we promise. When Detective Danny Reagan, played by Donnie Wahlberg, is super excited upon seeing Buffett, he decides to pick up the musician's tab. The problem is that the man is not Buffett, but instead a doppelganger who took advantage of a small gene pool coincidence. What didn't sit right with fans is that Danny is usually this hardcore detective on the hunt for hardened criminals and murders. So watching him go after a famous imposter, played by Buffett, was certainly an unusual twist for the show. And of course, the viewers weren't used to such twists and had a lot to say about it. But the stakes weren't high enough. Now, don't get us wrong, there's absolutely no denying whatsoever that Jimmy Buffett is a major star guest for Blue Bloods. He raked in quite the ratings for the show with just a cameo. Plus, the singer has a massive loyal fan base and is also quite picky about his acting gigs. So for sure, he wouldn't ever go for anything mediocre. But some fans have felt that his presence in the series was a tad too corny and lightweight for a show that frequently takes a brutally honest look at modern-day police in New York City. A user posted in a subreddit started by a fan who was disappointed with the episode, "Blue Bloods has lasted much too long. I don't usually stay, but I did this time to see why Jimmy Buffett needed the money. What a tragedy for everyone involved." Another fan felt that Jimmy Buffett cameo was completely wasted on the poor storyline and many plot gaps, and many agreed that each storyline was a total waste of borderline bizarre. The episode did keep the stakes fairly modest throughout though. While Reagan is on the hunt for his fake Buffett, with the help of the real Buffett, Eric Reagan, played by Bridget Moynihan, is dealing with a critical blog. Frank is tracking a cop who may be taking advantage of police discounts, and Jamie Reagan, played by Will Estes, is dealing with friction with other officers in his position as desk sergeant. So there really wasn't much going on for the fans to expect a Bond-like entrance for the musician. Up next, some loved seeing Buffett in a double role, but not everyone's disappointed with the episode. In On the Arm, the real Jimmy Buffett visits Danny Reagan and tells him about the detective's run-in with Delaney. It all leads to Buffett talking to Buffett in a scene, hugging himself. As it turns out, Buffett is aware of Delaney's plan and has been okay with it up until he gets a free meal from a cop. Some viewers were put off by the double Buffett trickery, while others enjoyed the silliness of it all and hailed it a refreshing episode for the series. Fans who liked the episode felt that Blue Bloods very rarely cut loose and does something entertaining. While the show is rarely entirely grim, it's just as rarely outright fun. The latest time the writers did something for kicks was the Bullet Mustang way back in Season 6. This time, it's Jimmy Buffett and Jimmy Buffett's doppelganger, both played by the genuine star, which made for a fun watch. For many, it was such a refreshingly different episode. When the guest appearance was announced, several fans expressed their enthusiasm on the show's Instagram page, with comments like, "Having Jimmy Buffett in the house is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, which is super cool," showing that fans were really in need of something different. And Buffett's appearance on Blue Bloods proved to be exactly that. The singer's appearance might have split fans, but where else can you witness Buffett scold himself and then hug himself while Danny Reagan looks on as if he's in a Twilight Zone. Now, in other news, Blue Bloods renewed for season 13. Buffett's corny cameo may have put off some fans, but they aren't done yet, so good news for those of you who can't get enough. The series just got renewed for an unprecedented 13th season. Since announcing the news, the official Blue Bloods Instagram account has been releasing regular teaser images, the most recent of which celebrates the wrap-up of the 12th season, which ended just last month. While no official season 13 premiere date has yet been announced, it's safe to assume that the show will continue according to its usual schedule. That's in about 5 months, while keeping its committed cast, who have already worked together for 250 episodes. And since the Blue Bloods season 13 plot remains a mystery at this time, we can't help but wonder how certain plot lines will pan out. How are Danny and Baze going to end up? Will Anthony Abbott Marco return to Reagan's Sunday night dinners? And will Joe get a permanent place on the show? We know we're not the only ones who are anxious about Blue Bloods' future. After all, the show was renewed for a 13th season because it averages 9.81 million viewers every episode, making it the 4th most watched non-sports program on television. On top of that, it's the most watched Friday night show, so it's not wrong to assume people all across the world are excited to see what happens next. But only time shall tell. How much more of Joe Hill will we see? Speaking of Joe, fans have been wondering if they're going to see more of him in the upcoming season. Will Hodgman's character is clearly super popular at this stage, which is a rare gift for a show like this. New characters, particularly family members added late in a show's run, are often controversial and don't do very well. At times, it appears that the writers are simply attempting to fill a void that existed in the early seasons before slowly fading away. Joe, who is arguably more of an action hero than any other Reagan at this point, offers some of that. Yet, he's a fascinating entrance point into this story right now, and he allows us to see the world through new eyes, which is actually quite refreshing. So we're hoping we'd see more of him, but take this with a grain of salt, since there's a ton of existing characters and there's storylines already, so it'd be hard for the writers to incorporate more plots without compromising on the existing ones. But one Joe wouldn't hurt much, would it? Next, fans spot a blunder in a season 4 episode. Since Blue Bloods is incredibly popular, many fans have been rewatching it as they wait for season 13, and others who haven't already seen it have binge-watched it. And while doing so, the viewers have identified a major blunder all the way from season 4. Many of you may remember when Danny Reagan was a major hostage negotiator in the season 4 episode titled To Protect and Serve. When his sister, Erin Reagan Boyle, was held at gunpoint in the courtroom, the proceedings took an unexpected turn. Since each member of the Reagan family worked in law enforcement, it wasn't unusual for fans to see them in court together. This is when fans spotted a major blunder in this scene and posted it to a movie mistakes forum. During the courtroom hostage scenes, there are several close-ups of the gun Delgado is holding. When he hangs up on Danny and slams the gun into Jack's head, ordering Erin to follow him, the gun looks noticeably different in these close-ups. In the following scene, during an argument with another hostage, Delgado also accidentally shot Erin. This is what irked the fans. How exactly was Erin able to stand upright and talk coherently despite being shot? She even made it to a Sunday dinner, making it appear like a gunshot ain't got nothing on her. Heck, even superheroes have fallen to their wounds. That constantly shape-shifting gun had one job. Looks like the writers just rushed the episode, something they've been guilty of doing repeatedly, so we're not really surprised. And that's a wrap for today's video. See you in the next one.